Hello, hello, and welcome to the Fairy Coach Tarot channel. My name is Raquel. Thank you for being here. Today is Sunday, and we are getting guidance and advice from Spirit with the Tarot for the week of Monday, March 30th to Sunday, to Sunday, April 5th. And today, as always, we pick a deck or pick a card, however you want to say it, pick a fairy. And we look at the beginning of our week, the middle of our week, and the end of our week. And we keep in mind the lunar phase that is this happening this week. And this week, we have a full moon on Wednesday, April 1st. So it's the first full moon of April and it's happening on April 1st. So we're going to we're going to keep in mind the energy of this full moon while we read the what are the advice for the week. Okay, so as always, it is best if you are in a place that you're undisturbed and you can be relaxed. So sit in a comfortable position, roll those shoulders back, relax your jaw, and let's take a deep breath together to ground, center, and connect. All right, let's inhale through the nose. Hold it for a few seconds and exhale through the mouth, elongating that exhale. All right, now pick the deck, the fairy, the color that calls you intuitively without thinking. This is about that sensing. All right, whenever you're ready, okay, let's go. Let's look at our first fairy, the pink fairy. I've been thinking about changing the colors, but I do not know because I usually put the pink, the blue, and the yellow. So we may change it, we may keep it the same. If you have a preference, just let me know in the comments. All right. Now, as always, we set the intention. So by setting the intention, we tell the cards what it is that we want. And we want guidance, we want advice, right? And advice for those things in our life that concern us. So, guidance from Spirit. And we would like to look at the beginning of our week, the middle of our week, and the end of our week. And then we always say a prayer of protection. Let this be for our greatest good in love and light. All right, let's begin. Okay. Very straightforward. I just said that and it gave me two. But usually when only one card comes out like this, I say very straightforward message because that's what the cards are saying. All right, let's begin with what's the first message that the tarot, spirits of the tarot are bringing us today. And it comes from judgment. So what would be the guidance for the beginning of the week? So when judgment appears, it sometimes signals being called, right? So there is something that is calling us. It could be something more trivial or small, like there is the urge that we need to do something, such as make a call to someone, reach out, or complete a task or go somewhere to something much greater, that it is a spiritual calling or a purpose that we feel called to. But this card, it's a major arcana card. So, whatever it is that you feel an urge to do right now, is for a very important reason, even if we do not know it. If you feel the urge at the beginning of the week to do something, to reach out to somebody, to to complete a task or something like this, it is for a reason. And if it is your purpose, something that it is a project that you want to bring to life, it is something that you feel truly, truly called to do on a spiritual level. Um, the card is just saying answer the call, right? And this also, when we look at judgment, sometimes it has to do with something from our past, right? Something from our past, lessons that we've learned, something that we bring forward that is is bringing an awakening, right? So the way I read tarot, and I always like to explain this because tarot is a tool. Um, Cartomancy, that it is reading cards, and in my case, this right now tarot. It can be used in different ways. There are people that use it as prediction. There are people that may use it as therapy. There are people that may use it as meditation, right? And so it is how the reader is using it. So in my case, I I ask for guidance from spirit, right? From my spirit team, spirit guides. What guidance can they give us that are practical, tangible steps that we can apply to our life? Because I come from the belief that there is no one future. And I like to always say this, there are many options for future, and every time we make a choice, every time we make a decision in our life, we are shaping our own future. So greatest gift from the divine source is free will and choice. So when I'm reading this card, it is the guidance that I sense spirits are giving us right now for the beginning of the week. So, in this case, it is that we feel the call to do something, right? And it could be something that has been calling us for a while, something that, reaching out to a specific friend, asking somebody out, finishing a project for work, starting a project that we want to do. Something is calling us right now, and it will have, because it's a major arcana, it will have a repercussion, a positive repercussion into our future. And we are feeling this call because we're being guided to. So, the beginning of the week, whatever you're feeling guided to, this is saying, answer the call. All right. I went on a little rambling right there, but I always like to explain my reading style. In case you want a private session with me, you know what to expect. All right. So let's look at the middle of the week. And this is the Page of Swords. And here everything starts getting more interesting. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the middle of the week on Wednesday, April 1st, we have a full moon. What is the full moon? The full moon is that amplifier of energy, right? The energy of the full moon, the energy of the moon affect affect us and affect everything in our planet, actually all living creatures. It affects the tides of the ocean, right? And so when the moon is growing, that means that energies are increasing. And when there is a full moon, that's a huge amplifier, that it is that light shining on you. It's a huge amplifier. Now, it amplifies whatever it is that we have inside of us at this moment. So it could amplify if we have a chaos going on inside of us, if we have anger, if we have sadness, that's what's going to amplify. If we are intuitive, if that's going to get amplified. If we're happy, that's going to also get amplified. So it's very important to feel grounded during the full moon, to be very sure of what we want to bring into manifestation, because anything will be amplified. So here, the beginning of the week, we had answer this call. Something's calling you to do something. Answer it. It's a major arcana. There is a reason why this is poking at you, calling somebody, finishing a project, starting a project, whatever it is. And that, as the energy increases, that it is on Wednesday, right? That's the middle of the week. We get the Page of Swords. And interestingly enough, the page uh, is somebody who's learning, who's also growing, right? So we have both these energies that this card is giving us advice to with that full moon. So here, what this card is saying is that, that any thoughts, right, that are or swords, air element, communication, thoughts, and sometimes thoughts that can be also a little bit challenging. So, what is this page advising us to do here? It is pay attention to your communication and the thoughts you're having about a particular person or situation. So it's going to probably be related to what has happened here at the beginning of the week. So if there is something calling you, if it is having a conversation with somebody, or it is something that a project that you're starting, whatever it is, here is saying, all right, it's time to grow this, right? To grow whatever it is that your goal is towards that. So let's say it was reaching out to somebody. So this page is saying this is a time to communicate with this person, to grow your relationship with this person, right? This Page of Swords can also, if this was a project that you're starting, whatever it is here that you're answering this call, this page is saying, okay, now during this energy of the full moon, it is time to grow the main objective that you have towards this. And you do this by thinking and crafting a plan, because swords are thoughts, and also by the way you communicate. So, specific conversations that need to be had around this, or thoughts that need to be had about how to grow the objective, or the thing that you want, right? And this, coupled with this energy of the full moon, is the perfect timing for growth, for expanding whatever this call is, whatever this is asking you to do. And this is where reflection comes in with the tarot, because after you get the guidance, it always comes with a question. And that question is kind of a little homework, right? So here he's saying there is something calling you, something that you need to do. So the question would be, or the reflection, what do you feel right now that you're being called to? What it is that you feel you need to do right now? Here it is that something needs to grow through either planning or conversations that it is related to this. So again, reflection. How can you make this thing grow? What type of conversations can you have right now? How can you plan for this to grow? So you see, this is how we are crafting the reading into something that you can use for your life right now. Now, let's look at the weekend, the end of the week. And usually I would say this is energy of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and here we go from Friday to Sunday, right? And we have the Seven of Wands and the Six of Wands, okay? Fire element. Wands is that fire element, and it's coupled with the energies of the Seven and the Six. So, what is the weekend asking in relation to all of this, knowing that it's a full moon that's passing, all right? But still, the energy of the full moon starts affecting us around 2 to 3 days before it, and it still goes on 2 to 3 days after it. So that encompasses most of the week if you think about it. So the Seven of Wands, that is this card usually that comes with the advice of defending your position or defending the territory or defending what you want, right? And the six is that card of victory, right? So what would these two cards signaling also bringing with them the energy of the fire element of wands telling us. So, okay, so here we're answering the call. Here it is something, conversations, plans that we need to bring or to do towards this. And here he's saying, and you need to stand your ground. You need to know exactly what you stand for and be able to defend it to others, to have an assertive position, right? And by doing this, that's what will bring the victory or the goal or what you want, right, to your life. So, this is the advice in order to have that success that you want. And also look at how in this card, the horse keeps advancing, right? So we continue, even though after this week we're gonna move the energy of the full moon into the waning moon, but this continues and says still can grow, right? So whatever it is that you need to answer this call of whatever you need to do, and here it is, there is that expansion, that growth of the page, and it involves having conversations, making plans. It's all mental. Here it says be sure about your position and be sure it's something that you're willing to defend and stand for, because even by doing this it grows into the success that you want, and it has the potential, fire is potential, the potential to keep growing towards what you want. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Very interesting cards. I know I ramble here and there, just bringing some other insights. If you enjoyed it, please like the video, subscribe. Remember, when you like videos and subscribe to small channels like mine in whatever things you like, you're helping a small business grow, and it helps us also know that you want more videos like this. And if you're interested in a private session with me, reach out. I offer private sessions that are done online, either via video call or phone. And there are different tires that we can do 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour. And also, I offer pre recorded readings delivered straight to your mailbox. All right, let's look at this blue fairy for those of you who picked the blue fairy. Ooh, they're jumpy. Okay, let's make sure everything is straight. Okay. All right. So let's set the intention and tell the cards what we want. So we would like guidance and advice for our week. And we would like to see the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. We ask in love and light for our greatest good. All right, let's go. Shake them a little. First piece of advice. And two. Sometimes I don't know if they are two or three. All right, two there. Okay. Let's begin with the beginning of the week, and we have the Knight of Wands. Oh, this is movement. This is going forward, right? And once that fire energy, that potential, that goes fast, quickly, right? So what is this Knight of Wands bringing us as advice for our week? So the beginning of the week is about action. It's really about taking action towards the things that you want, the things that you are creating, you're bringing into life. This is all about action. So the important question is here is, what are the things that you really want right now, and what actions can you take towards them? Because the advice we get here from spirit is like, it's time to take action. It's not the time to stay in your head or to be sentimental about something. Is taking action, right? So remember, these readings are general collective readings. In what you take, what resonates, you leave the rest, as it is always said. However, it is to apply it to your life. So right now, this is the general guidance. See how it can this be applied to your life. It's saying it is time for action. It is time for movement. Is it time for you to take this one and go full force ahead? So ask yourself, what is it really right now that is nudging me, that it is in my head that I want, that I really, really want, and what steps can I take right now? Because it is about movement, it is about action, it is about getting on the go. All right, let's see what advice brings us for the middle of the week. And the middle of the week, more ones. This is something to keep in mind. That we have that fire element, and we have the Two of Wands and the King of Cups. All right, so here is again, we are already in that full moon. Here it has been almost full moon. Here we are in that full moon phase, and the Two of Wands is saying, okay, you've taken action right now. Okay, you've taken action. You've done the things that is calling. Now decisions need to be made. Now it's time to choose. There are some things that may need to be left behind. There are some things that may are not meant to make it into your future. This is decisions. What decisions do you think you have to make at this time? It is all about decisions. And the King of Cups brings a very important nuance to this, and it's saying the decision needs to be made from emotion and from love. So if you find yourself in the middle of the week having to make choices, right? It's not about making the practical choice, the logical choice, the intellectual choice, the factual choice. It is about making the choice with the heart, from love, from emotion. And when I say from emotion, is from, if you close your eyes and you hold the choices that you have in your mind, in that third eye vision, if you hold those choices and imagine yourself, let's say you have two choices, doing either this or that, feel at your center, in that heart chakra, and also in the lower chakras, that it's the stomach. What choice gives you an emotion, but it is not an emotion of fear? If it brings an emotion of fear, it means that it is not. It is what choice feels right, feels that it comes from love, feels that it comes from goodness, right? And that's how you make the choice in the middle of the week. Now, let's look at the end of the week and what advice we have from spirits of the tarot. All right, and here we have a 6. And this time we go from Wands and Cups all the way to the earth element, right? And what is the 6 of Pentacles, the 6 of Earth, telling us? All right, so here it's about balancing your interactions. You see, the interactions that you have with others, your generosity. But this can be applied different because this is the earth element, right? So earth are things that we have in life or that we're bringing into life, that they are tangible, right? And here when we have this energy of this 6 of Pentacles to be applied to what is going on, is saying, all right, so here you take action, here you make a decision that needs to be made from love, And this 6 is saying, all right, now, whatever it is that is coming into your life that you are working into manifesting, into creating, it's about being balanced in the relationships around it, right? So relationships with other people, conversations, anything that relates to this, to whatever it is. It is a project, it is a relationship, whatever it is that you're taking action towards. Remember to be generous. Remember to be kind, to be balanced in your give and take with others, right? So it creates good energy around whatever it is that that you're working towards. So this is a card of generosity, of balance, of interaction with others, and the energy that is bringing to your situation. All right, quick recap: action, choice, choice made of love, and generosity in and balance in the relationships with the people around what's going on here. And that's your advice and guidance for this week. I hope you liked it. Again, thumbs up, subscribe, get notifications of the new videos and the daily shorts that come, and reach out for more information about my services. Honestly, any question that you have about the tarot, and to get to know me, anytime we have a relationship or with somebody, in the sense of that it's kind of like a business transaction, that we either go to the doctor, go to the hairdresser, or go to a tarot reader. It's important to know what their work is about, right? So I do not mind answering any questions. If you say, hey, I'm interested in getting a tarot reader, but I want to know your approach, Raquel. What is the Fairy Coach Tarot about? What type of tarot readings do you do? More than happy to answer any questions. I always try to tell a little bit more during these videos so you get to know me and my work. But please do not hesitate to reach out and say, hey, what is all this about, and what are your sessions about? More than happy to do so. Okay, let's look at the yellow fairy. All right, again, let's loosen them up a little bit, and let's set the intention. So we're asking the cards for guidance, advice, and messages for our week, for the beginning of the week, middle of the week, and end of the week. We ask in love and light, in protection for our highest good. All right. Loosen up, loosen up. Oh, now they are really getting loose up and saying, hey, we're all coming out now. Beginning of the week. Okay, middle of the week. I tell them, loosen up, come out, and they all want to come out. And two more. I felt this one wanted to also come tell us something. All right, so 2 cards for everything. Let's see here, the beginning of the week, and we get, all right, the 4 of Swords and the 10 of Wands. Interesting. Air element, fire element, a 4 and a 10. All right, so what is the 4 of Swords advice for the beginning of the week? So here the advice is the complete opposite of the reading we just got with the other deck. And it's saying this is not the time for action. This is the time to either rest or pause, right? Or just, and it's the time to think about the things that are going on in your life, to think about the types of conversations you may need to have right now. But it's not saying act on it. It is pause, rest, meditate, contemplate, right? What are the things that are in your head right now? The things that really need to be to be dissected, what things have been around your head right now, your thoughts. Um, don't ignore them. This is a card that's saying, don't ignore them. Realize what's going on, pause. And also think about conversations that may need to be had. And again, it is a time to pause, to rest, to think about them, to think about what's going on, what's been in your head, and what conversations need to be had, right? And the reason is because this 10 of Wands is saying, all right, there may be time that some things that are exhausting you or some things that feel like a burden, it's time to be done with all of that, right? It is time to be done. It is time to understand that there are things that feel heavy, feel like a burden, may even feel toxic. So rest, do not take actions. This at the beginning of the week, it is not the time to go full force towards something. It is time to rest, to think about the conversations you need to have, think about these things that you've been carrying that have felt like a burden or that it is time to be done with. So I would say a beginning of the week, the guidance here is a beginning of the week that is very reflective, and that it calls really not for action, but for to meditate, contemplate, and think, right, about things that are feeling too much and how to approach them. Now, the beginning of the middle of the week and that full moon energy, and we get beautiful, 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 the Ace of Cups and another ace. Wow, wow, wow. Look at you. Two aces, the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, water element and earth element. These are two beautiful cards that bring all these sparkly hope, like I want to say. So, what is the guidance and the message here? So, be on the lookout for opportunities, for an opportunity for something that may come. Could be a message, could be something that is offered to you, something that is bringing love and joy, and that will be significant in your life, that will be significant because it will grow into something important for in the physical aspect. That could be jobs, houses, or or anything that it is not in the spiritual level but on the physical level. So a big sign of opportunity, of energy, that says there is opportunity in the air, and the guidance says look out for these opportunities, do not overlook them. See again, it is something that will make you feel joyful, so that will bring that love aspect. Oh, I love this. So when you say, oh, I love this, so this is how you're going to feel. And again, it's because it's the two aces. They say something big that has the potential for growth and for things that you want. So be on the lookout. This is the guidance that it's giving us. Be on the lookout. And it's good because here we have like rest. Something needs to be, you need to be done with something that has been a burden, that has been too much. And you need to think about actions or more like conversations or plans that you need to do towards this. And here, the middle of the week, saying energy completely changing, opportunity, something that feels like you really love, that potential for growth, something completely different. So be on the lookout. And it will feel like this. It will feel like something's coming or something's being presented to you or something, and you're going to be like, oh, I love this. then you know what it is. And look, it can grow into something even better for your life. And here, the weekend. And the weekend we have the King of Cups and the Star. Wow, what a week! What a week of beautiful messages. We were talking about this in the middle of the week, and the weekend presents to you with this king, and the advice of this king for your weekend is okay, there is something here you see. Oh, I love this. Now, it is whatever it is that you feel this love and this emotion about. This is a very loving king, and he's telling you, okay, now you have this wonderful opportunity, these things that are presented to you. So, um, know where to go with this. It's about, a king is a leader, right? Like the leader of an organization, the leader of a country, the leader of anything. Now it's your time to lead where you're going with this, how you're going to approach it, how you're going to grow its potential, how you're going to give it more love. So this king is about all of that. It's about managing your emotions. And managing the relationships with others. So, this king is coming with this advice. This is the time where you have to take leadership of the things that matter and you love, right? And it comes with the star card. And the star is hope and faith and that divine signal, right? And it's saying, okay, manage the things that you love right now, be it relationship, whatever it is, and also your relationships with others, things that's that you love, that you're very emotional about. This is a time for you to take leadership, to take charge, and also to remain hopeful, because the things that we love them, or the people that we love, there is a divine reason for that, right? It is. It is. Sometimes we may wonder, why do I love this person, or why do I love doing this so much? Okay, there is a purpose that you're being guided into something. So trust it and take this leadership position of like seeing what a leader does. A leader protects, a leader guides, a leader makes the right plans. So this is what this king is telling you, because the things and the people you love are there for a reason, divine reason, that is like the star guiding you. So hope and faith for that. Okay, beautiful reading with this energy here in the middle of the week, and this beautiful star at the end. So, all right, so let's recap fast. Beginning of the week is asking for, the invitation here is to rest, to think about what's going on, to think about conversations that you need to have, to think about the best approaches, to make sure that things that have felt like a burden, that you're tired of, really is that feeling of I'm tired of this, that need to come to an end. And by finishing all of this, you are getting into the middle of the week with opportunity, with something new that comes, that brings, instead of that, this feeling of like, oh, I'm tired of this brings like, oh, I love this. So this potential, that it is something that brings a lot of joy. And here the advice is, okay, it's time to manage the things that you love, to take this leadership role over the things that you love. Just like this king, to know that they are there for a reason, that you're being divinely guided for that, and to have the hope and the faith moving forward with it. All right, I hope you liked your reading. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you for watching my videos, for being here. Please give a thumbs up and subscribe. That helps me a lot, right? And reach out if you want more information about my services. If you would like to make an appointment for a live session done either via phone or via video call, or to get your pre-recorded reading delivered straight to your email, right? And the reading can be a video reading, like what you just see here, or an audio one. All right. And again, so this Wednesday, that it is the 1st of April, also the new offers are going to be on Gumroad on my storefront. So make sure you visit my website or my storefront and check out the daily shorts and besides the weekly videos. All right. Have a fantastic week ahead and brightest blessings your way.